Hey, what's up, guys? It's Woody Landeros. Today, you guys are listening to Shut Up and Fail, and I'm going to be interviewing Angel Chavez. So, today, with Angel Chavez, YouTuber, podcaster, I mean, this guy does it all. Really, like, right now, it's a great moment in time for me because I just get to look up to this guy and just be like, what are you doing? How are you doing it? Because
Yeah.
I am the failure in this story. And I mean, it's just an honor to have you on the podcast. Seriously.
Well, thank you for having me on. Like, I know we've been trying to have this podcast for a while, but we both been a little busy with our schedules and then we don't live in the same town, so we had to like make this work. So
Yeah.
I'm
Go
glad.
ahead,
I'm
go ahead and tell
glad.
everybody where you're from.
I'm from Indio, California, the Coachella Valley. Most people know it for either Palm Springs or Coachella, the music festival. I live like 10 minutes from the venue where they have the festival, so
Yeah.
makes it super easy to just go. Um, Man, just an honor to be here. Like, I really appreciate you having me on your podcast and like everything. I've been watching your videos and listening to your podcast over the last couple months. Ever since like I forgot who I saw you on my timeline. Somebody posted that they were on your podcast, and I was like, oh, cool. I really don't know any other like podcasts that live near me. We're an hour away, but still, like,
Was it Will?
was it Will? I don't
Do
remember,
you know
to be
Will
honest.
Santos?
Will Santos? No.
It's not gonna be him.
No, I don't
Okay.
remember who it was, but someone was on your podcast, and I was like, I gotta get on it. Like, I just want to like collaborate with other people, and that's what I'm all about. Like, I just want to help out other people, whatever. I like. I'm not an expert. I just try and do things and just keep changing it up. So it's cool that to find somebody else that's doing that. So
Yeah, that's awesome. And going back to how he said he's from Indio, so he drove an hour over here, and I'm just gonna call it out because this is Shut Up and Fail. So I woke up late, guys. I woke up late. I made this guy wait an hour, and I'm like really sorry. And I'm gonna say it on the podcast. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
no, but
Seriously.
it's cool though. Like, I messed up yesterday too. Like, we're talking about failure yesterday. I thought the podcast was yesterday, and I made my way over here, and then I realized like almost here that it was supposed to be the next day, and I was like, damn it! So I had to go back, wasted like an hour and a half driving just by not knowing, by not double checking. So it's all good though.
Yeah, learning every day. Dang, that's crazy. So I want to just go straight into it. Like being a YouTuber right now and just all of it. I really want to get as much information out of you in these
Yeah.
30 minutes. So when did you start doing YouTube videos?
Okay, my very first upload was in 2007, if you believe it or not.
Wow.
But back then, it was when YouTube was a new platform, so it wasn't really. I didn't even. I think I was in high school. It was my freshman year in high school. I uploaded like a highlight video for like the local or the high school football team. So I uploaded it to YouTube, just like, oh, cool. I made this video for a video productions class that I had, and I put it on YouTube. And then I didn't post for another year until the same another football video the year after. So 2008 was my second video. And then throughout high school, maybe I uploaded like 10 videos without really thinking like I'm gonna be a YouTuber or I was just posting them for fun because I was doing them, and they're really low quality. So like I think some of them are still up there. So I posted those videos, and I even made some Call of Duty videos like 2010, 2011. Those got like 3,000 views, but I was, I don't know if you do this, but a lot of people do this. We compare ourselves to like the people that are already at the top.
We all do that.
Yeah, and it's like
such
the
a bad
dumbest thing. Like looking back, that's one of my biggest failures. Like I should have just stuck and started making videos because I was pretty good at Call of Duty. I wasn't like a competitive gamer, but I was always on top of the leaderboard, and I was already recording it when no one else was doing it. So the thing I regret the most was not going all in at that time. And then 2015 is when I first decided to, you know what, I know how to make videos. They might not be the best quality, but I'm just gonna start doing it. So 2015, that's when I like first started.
Dang, so 8 years, like from the first day that you uploaded a YouTube video, 8 years later, you saw it more in a serious way.
Yeah, well, I've been consuming YouTube content, and then I realized, like, man, these people are making a lot of money. This could be a whole career, and it looks so much fun. Like, everybody's just blogging or creating valuable content that we consume. So 2015, I was reading a lot of books at the time, mostly through Audible. So I consumed a lot of books, and my friend, we used to listen to podcasts together. And we're like, hey, let's start doing book reviews because I'm already like listening to these books. So that's how we started our channel. We had an iPhone 5. or 5S. I don't. And then we didn't have a tripod. My friend recorded us, so it's all shaky. Like that's my. It was a 50 Shades of Grey book review.
Oh wow.
We did it because it was funny. It was us two like just reviewing 50 Shades of Grey. So it was like it's a little funny. I mean, the video's still up there. Then we did book reviews. Then we started doing like UFC videos. Then we started doing just
Wait, so how what like okay, so wait, go back.
yeah.
So you were doing book reviews, and would you say at that moment was that working out for you, or did you go to UFC videos because it wasn't working out, or do you just want to do more, or
It was mostly because we wanted to do more. So the book reviews, our very first video got like 500 views. It wasn't a lot, but it was a lot from like supporters, like our family, friends. You know, like oh, we're making YouTube videos, and a lot of people don't know people making videos, especially 2015. So they were supportive at 1st. And then we started doing UFC videos because we really like UFC. We watch all the UFCs, and we just like Joe Rogan and all that stuff. So we're like,
Yeah.
oh, let's just do some like our own like recap show of what happened at the event, our first reaction. But we never really stayed consistent. That was like the biggest thing. So we did book reviews. I think we did like 30 of those. But then we kind of were throwing a bunch of other stuff. So UFC videos. And then I started doing like first reactions to movies. And then my friend, he got a new job, so he couldn't really be on camera anymore. So that kind of like put our channel to the side. And then I started going solo, just doing movie reviews, movie first reactions, and stuff like that.
did you feel at that moment that you were like you were relying or depending on him to show up and like
No, I wasn't relying on him, but it was just like our thing together. So when I was doing it by myself, the videos were not as engaging as like with another person, because it is better when you involve more people, and
Yeah.
that's what I've been noticing over the last year. The more people I involve, the better the quality of the videos get, because it's always a different perspective or a different voice and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah, me too. I think I've been able to see that too, because I have a podcast on the side called Milk and Cereal, where we talk about like art and design and business and all that stuff, and then another one where it's called the Landeros Brothers, and it's with my brother, and we talk about communication through art. So like there's two other ones that are kind of like under not really making it that much,
Yeah.
and then this one makes it a lot more because it all depends on the other person. Like the other person is gonna shout it out. The other person is gonna show it.
Yeah.
Like I'm just gonna be real. Like that's such free marketing right here.
Dude, I
to be
say
able
the
to send
same
it
thing
out.
all the time with my podcast. I started
Yeah.
like in early January of this year. So I've been barely doing it for this year. And every time I have somebody on my podcast, I didn't realize the power of this, but I have them on. It's cool. Like I have a good conversation. We get to learn from each other. And then they promote it for me. They share it with their friends, and then their friends share it. And it's like free marketing. So it's super cool. Like it helps you collaborations. Like I've always heard collaborations are what like helps you grow little by little. So I didn't really utilize that strategy until this year.
Yeah, I think the thing about collaborations is that we all think about, okay, so we're gonna show up to a place and like put a lot of work in a project, and then it's completed, and then it's either yours or mine. Like, but with podcasts, it's so cool because you come together, and really like this is a branch. So people are gonna be clicking on your face
Yeah.
now, and your people are gonna be clicking on my face. So it's like an equal exchange of just we're both gonna be giving to each
Yeah.
other. And like going back to when I used to do when I tried to build a music group, I was trying to do all this stuff and then give somebody a music track so that they can go send out for themselves. And then they were just saying, I made a music track. But because we weren't both like putting both of our faces in the song,
Yeah.
then it wasn't working.
So people
So I was
yeah.
trying so hard, and other musicians were pushing out their own things. And then whenever I was like, hey, well, like I helped you produce a song, and like I had the audio equipment, and then he's like, well, I just don't know how to tag you, like
Yeah, that sucks.
produced by. And then so now going forward to the podcast, and it's just cool to be able to see people like they're like posting it, and I'm like, dang, you really just posted that.
Yeah,
Like, you're
it's
really
so,
proud
so
of
cool.
it.
And people are proud of it because there's not a lot of platforms like this giving voice to smaller artists or different creators, whatever people you have conversations with. And that's why I started the podcast for that reason, because I was already doing YouTube. And what really has gotten my subscribers up, I'm on like at 3,200 right now. It's making Coachella videos all about the festival. So, like I said, I live near the festival. So last year I posted a lineup breakdown, just me going over the lineup as soon as it dropped. It wasn't technically a whole complete breakdown. It was just me kind of, these are the headliners: Beyonce, Eminem. That was last year's. Then I made and I saw that video get like 20,000 views or something. Like
Wow.
I don't know, we're just crazy. Then I did a top 10 tips video for like, if you're going to Coachella, these are 10 tips you need to watch. And that video kind of took off too by by the time Coachella hit. So I made 2 videos. Then I looked back and I was like, okay, I'm making all this stuff. I was never really consistent with YouTube, so I'm not going to say the book reviews didn't work or the movie reviews didn't work. It's just I wasn't consistent with it. I wasn't posting 2-3 times a week. I wasn't posting once a week. I would post and maybe take 2 weeks off or sometimes a month off in the summer. Like it was just not being consistent with it, and not giving it a chance,
Yeah. Do you think it was because of the return? Like, because I feel like you're saying it got 20,000 views, and then you were probably like, oh shoot, like what do I need to do?
Yeah, so it
You
was
got excited about it.
Yeah, so the movie reviews, I got discouraged a lot. Like as creators, we sometimes get discouraged when you put in so much work, and some people don't watch it or whatever. But it's our fault too. Like we don't market it or we don't make engaging enough content for people to be consuming it, because it is people's time invested into videos and stuff. So when I was making movie reviews, I was watching a movie. Like I would go like try to watch it on a Thursday night so I could do the review. So I watch a movie for 2 hours. Write down the review for another hour, record it, edit. So I was putting maybe like 4 or 5 hours into, and then I'll get like 30 views.
Yeah.
30 views, 40 views, and it's like, fuck, that sucks. Like I'm really wasting all this time. And although, like I said, if I would have stayed consistent, made 100, I think I only got to like 30 movie reviews, but I know if I would have done 100 like on a consistent basis, the numbers would have gone up. It's just me being impatient, basically, yeah. So I just looked at my analytics with the 2 Coachella videos. And I was like, wow, that's crazy. Like, a lot of people really search a bunch of stuff about Coachella. So another thing, when I made those Coachella, then I started looking up other people making tip videos. And all there was girls' makeup tutorials, how to do your hair for Coachella, what to wear for Coachella. But it wasn't actual tips of going to the festival, like how to save money, how to like stay hydrated, how to make sure you have a good time on the weekend, actual tips. So I started making those videos. And at first, they were getting some views, like nothing too crazy. But by the time Coachella 2019 rolled around this year, all my videos kind of took off with the trending.
Wow.
So
That's cool. That's really cool. So, do you enjoy doing those?
Yeah. So it's fun because people like reach out to me like, oh, thank you so much for the tips. You were right about there's going to be a lot of walking. Have you ever been to Coachella?
Yeah, I've been to Coachella.
Yeah, so like it's just super
It's
dusty.
been like 2-3 years though, but
yeah, so it's a lot of walking, sometimes a lot of dirt, just like basic festival tips. It's just like any festival tips, and people really appreciate the tips. And I started branding it as every Monday I'm dropping a Coachella video every single Monday. And out of nowhere, one day it was like 8 p.m. I was editing the video. I had to record it late. And I got like 3 people on Instagram. Hey, are you posting a video today? That blew my mind. I was like, people really follow the schedule. That's pretty crazy. So from then, it just seemed like the return, kind of like the return of investment. Like people actually care about the Coachella videos. So that encourages you to just keep making more. So.
did you see your videos go up when you started promising like on like Monday it's gonna be a thing?
Yeah, so I make other videos besides Coachella. Like I post my podcast videos. They don't get as much views because they're longer form. So some of them like 30, 40 minutes, or some of them go to an hour, but they don't get as many views. And then when I post a Coachella video, I get the views right away. Like the subscribers that are there for Coachella videos, even though we're not in season, because Coachella just happened in April. So we got a whole year into Coachella. So right now I posted some stuff because the early sale tickets go on sale in June. Usually last year was June 1st. So within the next couple of weeks, they're going to have like the early sale. And I've been making some videos leading up to that for right now.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool. So do you like what type of things do you talk about on your podcast?
So on my podcast, I try to just keep it as a conversation of what they want to be promoting, kind of like I have like smaller artists, other creators, some business owners, and I just want to give them a platform in my local area. So I focus more on like locally. I don't have like a format where I talk like strictly about Coachella or stuff, but that stuff comes up because I make that content, so people always ask me about Coachella and stuff like that. But like I said, I just want to give a platform to people, even if they just want to have a conversation. Like they don't have to be promoting a service or anything, just having a conversation with somebody. That's basically what I have right now.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. Do you wish that was around when you were trying to make videos?
That's another reason why I started the podcast. There was no one in my area doing podcasts. So I was like, if no one's doing it, it's a matter of time till someone starts doing it. So I started doing it, and then the more content you create, like I started seeing like people hitting me up like, oh, you encouraged me to get started, or you encouraged me to start taking photos. And that's the thing that
Those are
like
the
blows my
best.
mind, because I feel like I'm barely on my journey too. Like I'm playing the long-term game. How you were talking about, maybe you want to your son or your future generations could see your progress. That's how I'm looking at it. Like just play the long-term game. And I'm pretty sure you follow Gary Vee, right?
Yeah.
So Gary Vee talks about what if you could see like the vlogs of like Jeff Bezos when he was starting off with Amazon in the 90s and stuff. So you never know what this is going to turn out in like 20 years.
Yeah. Yeah, that's always really cool. Just to kind of like fill you guys in, before we press record, I was talking about why I actually do vlogs or why I do videos, and I told him it's all for my son or my daughter, to be able to show my kids, because it's that digital footprint. Like in the future, my kids are gonna search up my brother's name,
Yeah.
and then all his videos and all the news articles, all the stuff is gonna pop up, and they're gonna say, "Whoa, he did all this stuff."
Yeah.
And then when they search up my name, it's gonna be like, "Oh, you didn't do anything," or how were you when you were younger? Kind of all those things that we're curious about, like with our parents. It's like, so were you like the same type of person, or did
Exactly.
you change?
Even like you're saying, your parents, like I look at their photos when they were young, and I always wonder like what kind of stories or adventures they were going in, because they tell us stories, but they don't really go that into detail. Or they have like 40 years of stories, and we only know like a few of their like
Yeah.
stories. So it's super cool. Like you never know for future generations, and possibilities. Like if you just stay consistent with it, like over time, you're gonna start making money. You're gonna start getting different collaborations and just growing your own platforms, and you could be getting paid to do fun things that maybe whatever job you're doing might not be something you're passionate about. But right now, just doing something online, because it doesn't have to be YouTube, because a lot of people don't like to be in front of the camera, but even those Instagram, or people make money on Twitter. It's just different platforms. We got to take advantage of these tools.
Yeah, and if you do want to do a podcast, like you don't necessarily have to do video format. There's like a bunch of podcasts that are just audio format. Most of the podcasts are audio format. So I mean, just any way to sort of like, going back to Gary Vee, document that experience.
Yeah.
And it might not even be me that makes something like big, but you might make something big. And now I have you on.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I
No,
have you on
that's-
camera, and I'm able to show like a younger version of you.
Yeah, so like I said, I'm playing the long-term game. This year, I've made, I think, over 90 YouTube videos combined. Last year, I only made 57 in 2018, and we're not even halfway through the year, so I already have like almost the double amount of videos. And the same thing, once you start seeing a return, because I finally started getting money from YouTube this year, so I'm not making a lot of money. It's like it's barely anything, but at least it's something, and I know that it has potential to do a lot. So yeah.
May I ask the hard question and ask how much that is?
Okay, so I'll just tell you straight up.
If you want to. You
No,
don't have to.
yeah. January was the first month, because I finally got to 1,000 subscribers in January. So I think I made 150 bucks, because one of my Coachella breakdown videos got like 40,000 views, like just because of the Coachella stuff. So now I made like around 150. In February, I only made $29. In March, I made $99. In March, I challenged myself to make 30 videos in 30 days. I only made 29, so I mean, I still did a lot, but 29 videos. And then April was my best month ever, just because of Coachella. Like I said, I was making Coachella videos when it wasn't trending. So once April hit, that month I made like $900.
Wow.
$900. And then this month, we're still in the process. So this month I'm not making that much, but I think it's around like 30 or $40 right now, with like 6 days left.
To me, that sounds like a lot. Like, cause I'm not making anything off these.
Yeah.
It's just all just pouring into it and like hoping for that day. So another thing I said before this was like, this is like I feel like now I feel like I'm like 2 years or 3 years
Yeah.
behind you. I think it was even too far fetched for me to say a year behind you. But it's just cool to be able to see that like it is possible
No,
with YouTube being right there and you know.
and niche down to that's niching down. That's what it is because we all want to make so many different types of content, and we don't stick to one thing. So for me, I stick to like Mondays. They know it's Coachella videos. So right now, I'm still kind of trying to find more content because I don't want to just be the Coachella guy because I do love Coachella. I love going to Coachella, but it's not. I don't want it to just be that guy. So Mondays they know it's Coachella video. They don't have to watch the rest of the videos. Locally, I do the podcast with other artists, with other people. I usually have like 2, maybe 1 episode a week, and then right now I'm trying to see what other types of videos. I might start doing like YouTube tutorials, like how to get started with YouTube and YouTube tips, because I've been having conversations with people that come on my podcast, and I kind of want to tell them like, hey, start a YouTube channel. Like you have some good following, or you're doing something interesting, or like you were saying, at least just document what you're doing, and you never know where it's gonna go. So they do ask me like, oh, how do I get started? How to do this? And although there's a lot of YouTube tutorials out there, I feel like even if like just my audience starts looking at that and encourages them to start making videos, so I might be looking into making those type of videos.
That's really like the only way I make money right now, which is like how other people are like, so how do I get started with this? And then I'll say, well, I have a video production company, or you can record your podcast here for a certain price, or you can do this or that. So that's the only way I've been able to make money with YouTube, or by selling. Like, okay, I'm a dancer, I'm a vlogger, a podcaster. How can I monetize that and be able to sell my, like being a choreographer or being a vlogging an experience at a location. But from YouTube, I've never actually seen a dime or like anything. I've always just put dimes in there.
You make more money without the YouTube AdSense. Like the stuff you're doing, that's where most people make their money. Courses, stuff like that. Just because a lot of people have questions. And how do you learn all that stuff about, like, did you take classes in school, or did you just learn it on your own? All the, like, how to do, like, the audio and the video production, all that stuff.
Well, I went to Google State University. Now, I honestly, it's all Google. I just search it.
For us, that's it.
This thing, I searched up what's the easiest way to record a podcast.
I gotta talk to you about that because,
that's what came up.
like I said, I just record with my Rode mic, and the quality is not the best just because it's picking up the audio from both people. So I'll talk to you off screen, see what we could come up with the podcast, because I do want to get my quality up. But again, I don't have the best quality, but I'm already making it, like making content. Just that's another thing. Just get started, because the same thing. I started, everything has been YouTube tutorials. I bought some like YouTube books, books on marketing. Just trying to like invest in yourself. Like sometimes we're cool with going to the movies, spending $40 on popcorn and the movies and all that stuff, but we don't want to spend $20 on a book that might help us, just in the future.
Yeah, it's all like I honestly don't know what I'm doing. Like just straightforward. I don't know what I'm doing. It's just always just grabbing little pieces, and I think it's also being comfortable with asking for help. Like
that's definitely.
I went to a couple of audio engineers, and I was like, how would you do it? And they're always willing. Artists are always willing to open up and tell you their secrets, and they're always excited. It's like, how do you vlog? If you emailed me that, or if you asked me on a question, I think I'd even make a video to answer that question, just because I'd be like, oh, perfect, like somebody's talking to me. I'll show you and I'll help you.
Exactly, because we've all been there. If all the content creators, unless you went to like film school, because there's some people that have great training, but most people, like 90% of people, we all learn as we go. We all learn by asking for help, and sometimes we're scared, like, oh, this person's not gonna reach back, or I don't want to look dumb, or stuff like that. But even for my Coachella videos, I always tell them, like, if you have any questions, let me know in the comments, and if you don't want to leave them in the comments, because some people really are shy about that, like they don't want to just put it out in the open. I'm like, oh, DM me or send me an email. And a lot of people do, like, they don't want to comment, but they'll tell me, like, oh, what do you think about this? And I always reply to them. I always try to just get back to them and help them as much as I can, just because we all need help. Like, I needed help when I got started, but I was one of those persons that never asked for help, and I had to, like,
that was me, like, last year. And then now I have, like, a full-blown internship team where I can say, do you want to edit the podcast or not, or like I have people that want to learn about this too. So it's like if we could both learn at the same time, how could we figure it out? Like, do you want studio time or do you want like what do we have to do? Like I need your help. For me, like I can't even. Sorry, give me 1 second. Let me just because so Rebecca's right here, my girlfriend. She's like knocking at the door and trying to get my attention. It's on the dresser. And can you press record and then stop again? Just like.
Hi, nice to meet you, Angel.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
We're still on the podcast, guys. Okay, so just record and stop, or stop and then record and then stop and record. So okay, so back to what we were saying, and this is actually a good thing because I want to go past 30 minutes.
Yeah,
I still want to grab.
I do long
more
form as long as we could be here all day if you want.
Perfect. Yeah, because these cameras only record it for 30 minutes.
Yeah,
For those of you guys that
I have the same issue.
follow me, I usually have like a blank red part. It's like thank you Canon, and like that's like the rest of the podcast is just blank because I haven't figured that out yet. So I know I need to buy. It's called a Atmos 5 that you connect to your camera that it actually records externally
Into the computer, right?
It's like a monitor and a recorder. So you put a memory card in there, and then it lets you record up to how many hours
Oh,
you
that's
want.
cool. Because I do the same thing. I do like 30-minute increments, and I was like, I have to pause it, and that kind of sucks because
Okay,
it
cool.
ruins the flow. So,
And especially like 30 minutes is like when it just like it starts going.
yeah, because the first 30 minutes, especially if you don't know the person, you're kind of like a little nervous. You're breaking the ice. And what I noticed with my podcast, the second time when I pause it and we come back, it's way better. Sometimes I even want to do like a trial 30 minutes and then just start the real one
Let's
after
redo
that.
it. Yeah. Okay.
I mean, that's just how I've been noticing.
Yeah. Yeah. Me too. I'm trying to figure that out too because it's like, do I like? Should I have like candy or something, or should I have chips and like talk, or what do we need to do to break that ice? But it's not the same thing because right when somebody goes on, like I've had a lot of people go, like I'm like introducing this person, he's a great like entrepreneur or whatever, and then they go, bro, can I just start again? And then like we'll do that 2 or 3 times.
That happens to me too, and I always tell them, man, just go for it. And then since we're not doing like a live stream, so I can always edit out like if there's any pauses.
Yeah.
But
I think that's the stressful part that I tell them, no matter what happens, I'm not editing out anything.
Oh, you keep it 100%.
Yeah, I
That's
keep
sick.
100%.
That's good too, though. It shows what it's really like. For me, I always edit the first like 10 minutes. Just not really like taking out conversation, but just filling out the gap so it's fast because people have short attention span. I just do like the first 7 to 10 minutes, and if people want to keep listening, they'll listen to the whole thing, or
Smart.
if they just click out, then they'll click out. But I always do at least the like first 7 minutes, just make sure there's no like empty spaces.
What's your retention span right now, like on most
podcasts?
of your podcasts?
For the most part, it's pretty low. I think it's like under 19% or like 10%, some of them. It just depends on the guest because some guests have a lot of friends and stuff that really want to listen to them. Like I have my best one so far. We did like almost an hour and a half, and that one's a 30-minute retention span. That one was, I think, 20% or 30%, but that one's also longer. But most of them, it's like 10 minutes or 7 minutes, 10, 12 minutes.
I think my highest retention was like 25 minutes.
Yeah.
And that's like, I was like amazed. I'm like, how?
Yeah, it just it depends on the person. If they have a lot of like close friends, like I know the guy I had on, he's like a stylist. He's my friend since high school. So he had a lot of people share it. Like when I gave him a little clip, because I usually make a clip from the podcast and I send it to them so they could post on Instagram, and I'll post it on Instagram, and then hopefully that gets more people to the podcast. But this guy, like his podcast, everybody loved it, so it was really good.
That's crazy. I have a problem with posting things. I'm not consistent with posting. Like I'll make 5 videos and no post.
Why didn't you post your?
I don't know. I think I just get nervous about connecting like the YouTube world with my Instagram world.
Yeah.
I don't like some people don't. That's been hard for me to connect those two because I'll post something and then I think it's the silence.
Yeah.
The silence will always kill you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you don't hear anything and it's like just a ghost town and you see like 2 people clicked and you're like, did they like it? Did they not like it?
Yeah, I know what you mean. I say just post it. Like I had the same trouble for a while before I started doing the podcast and taking YouTube more serious. Like I said, I was just not consistent with it. So I was really into movies. I was into movie collecting. So my whole Instagram feed was like Blu-rays. So in Blu-rays, they also have these things called steelbooks, which is like an exclusive like art cover. Like it's always different from the regular Blu-rays, and then those like go up. It's a collectible, so it goes up in value. And every Instagram post used to be a movie. Like so, if you go back my feed like 6, 7 months ago, it's all movies. It's crazy. It was like a movie and then like a picture of me doing something. So I was like a checkered like back and forth. I was really into the timeline. I really wanted to get that engagement up, but then I lost the passion for movies. Not like I didn't lose the passion for movies, but I felt like I wasn't getting any value from that. So I guess that could be another one of my failures. I just I was investing too much into movies, collecting all this stuff, and I felt like I was just kind of wasting time. So I decided to stop consuming as much content and start creating more content. And then as far as Instagram, I just like, you know what, I'm just gonna start posting as much as I can. And I even don't post enough. Like I feel I have to post every single day, if not twice a day. I never really do it, but that's like my goal. I want to post at least 2 times a day, just because you need to have as much eyeballs. Like if you look at all the top Instagrams, besides like the big celebrities, because they already have a following, but all those like world star pages, all those like meme pages. Look at how many posts they have. Like those world star pages have like 14,000 posts,
Yeah.
but they have like millions of views. And if you go on their timeline, they post like 6 or 7 times a day. They're posting nothing but viral content, but it's just an example. The more you post, and if it's good content, it's only
People are
gonna
always
help
gonna
out.
consume it.
Yeah, just consume it.
Yeah. I think this podcast is turning out to be more showcasing my failures, to be honest with you. I think it's great to see that another person has went through it, because the whole creating stuff and like this whole art world,
Yeah.
it just sometimes gets like just me, myself, and I, and it's
Yeah.
like, is anybody else doing this? Or you always kind of have those questions. So if you were to go back and like just so you kind of see where I'm at right now.
Yeah.
Right? And then you see where you're at right now. And I bet it probably feels like, dang, I've came a long way.
No,
You know?
yeah, like I've had so much experience because I mean, I don't want to say wasted, but I've put in a lot of time into, like I said, researching YouTube tutorials, how to grow stuff, books, podcasts, Audible. Like I really, 2018. So last year, I was really like into like self-help as much as I
We
could,
probably have the same books.
but never really took enough action. And that's basically what it comes down to. You just have to put it out there. More content, more content, more content. And especially since it's so saturated, if you're not posting enough, you're not gonna get discovered. You're not gonna reach the extra viewer. And as far as like podcasts, just reach out to more people too. Like people are willing to do podcasts. I don't know if you reached out to other people and they're like, yeah, I'm down. Like they've never had an opportunity to be in a
Yeah.
podcast. So especially here, you live in a pretty good area too. So I'm pretty sure you get a lot of people that are doing things.
Yeah, that's always exciting whenever I send people stuff, because they're like, really? Me?
Yeah.
Like, you want me to talk? And that's always the best feeling to tell them, like, yeah, I want to talk to you. Like, I'm sure you have a failure story, and I want to.
Everyone
be
has
able
a
to
failure
expose that.
story. So, do you do only like creatives, or who do you have on your podcast? Or just anybody?
So most of my stuff is around creatives, but I mean, it's pretty much anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just business owners, even older people having like a lot to say because they have more experience. And that's what it is. Like I've had on my podcast, I've done 30 episodes. I've done 30 episodes. I haven't posted a new one. I haven't really got to edit it, but I have anywhere from like, I have like the 17-year-old rapper. I've had like 25-year-olds, 30-year-olds, 40-year-olds, like different people in different
Yeah,
stages of their
that's
life
really
trying
cool.
to do something. And then some of them with just my friends, just having conversation.
Yeah, I'm like I think I have like 15 right now, or 16. So I'm like halfway there. So that's why I said, like, I think I'm more 3 years behind you.
So
But if you were to go back, like if you were to talk to yourself, but like where I'm at,
yeah.
what kind of, like, if you were to boil it down to like 5 tips or something, or like 3 tips, or a couple of things, just to kind of bullet point down,
So
like listen to me, these are the things you should do.
I say you just keep making more and more podcasts. Just pick a day. I think that's one of the biggest things for me, for my personal growth, is I tell them on this day I'm posting a Coachella video, and although Coachella, it is super trendy, but like right now it's not trendy. So right now, like my views aren't as they should be, like they were a couple months ago. But then also just good quality content. And if you don't have enough quality content, just get better every time. And as long as you're putting in the work, people notice. Like some people might not give you any feedback, like you're saying. They're watching you do things. They're watching you post. They're watching you. And even when I see people in real life, like in the streets or whatever, they tell me like, "Oh, I seen you're grinding, man. You're doing this." And then some videos get like 20 views, 30 views, 100 views compared to other ones that could get 1,000, 2,000. And people are still watching you, like just keep grinding. So the more work that you're putting in, people notice. And little by little, they might not watch. They might watch a podcast with their friend, and they still see you post. They might not watch it for three different videos, but then the fourth one they watch it, and they might binge watch two other ones. Like that's how it starts. So so it would be for your podcast, just continue to grind those out, as many people as you can, different people. 'Cause like you said, everything's marketing. So every time you have somebody on and they're marketing for you, so the more people you have on, it's more free marketing for you. And if you want to do other types of contents like your vlogs, maybe select a certain day of the week and be like, oh, I'm vlogging every Wednesday or I'm vlogging every Tuesday, whatever day works for you. And even if you have to wait to post it that day, then just post it on that consistent basis, because that's how like TV schedules work. Like they tell you Game of Thrones on Sundays, Walking Dead on Sundays. There's a specific day for that. So that's what I would say.
Sweet. So consistency, being able to commit to a day,
Yeah.
and then quality. Don't get discouraged, but always build on it.
Yeah. So people will notice that too. Oh, you got better cameras or better audio, and just keep making. And sometimes, like even I have videos where I'm like, man, I feel like this video is gonna suck, or I could have done better, but I just end up posting. I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna post it, because either way, like the people that are gonna watch it, they're gonna watch it, and then I'll move on to the next project. Because when I got into the whole month of posting almost 30 videos in 30 days, right now, like when I don't post enough videos, like this week I posted 3 videos, and I felt like I kind of slacked it. I was like, man, I didn't really do good this week. I try to do like as much as I can. And then last week I posted 5 videos, and even then I felt like I wasn't posting enough. You just create this habit of like, oh, I gotta create content. I gotta create content. It's pretty crazy.
I can only do that for so long, and then I leave for a little bit, and I go like a week blank, and then I go back and I'll post a bunch, and it's always. I think I need my consistency.
Yeah, well, the thing with the Coachella, because before I had the Coachella Monday, I was like, oh, I'm gonna make Coachella videos. And since I didn't have a day, I would kind of put it off. And like right now, I haven't made tomorrow's video, but I know I have to make it for tomorrow. So within either later today or tomorrow early, I'll try to make that video for tomorrow, just because I know I have to, for the people that subscribe to my channel, just so they know it's on Monday. And even if they don't watch it this week, maybe they'll watch it 3 weeks from now, but they know it's there. So that's like the same thing I'm telling you. Like they're not gonna watch it every week, because they're all subscribed to other YouTube channels. They're busy with work and life, like that's something I understand too. But yeah, just you create bingeable content. So you make a video that they like the Coachella stuff, they're gonna watch 3 at a time. They might not watch for a whole month, but then when they watch again, they watch the ones they missed. Like that's how I consume YouTube content too. Yeah. Like I'm subscribed to certain people. I don't watch all their videos, but whenever I have time, I watch 2 or 3 of those people's videos.
I'm just wondering your like work-life balance right now. I'm like, so how do you manage to do all this stuff? Like, I'm sure people that are barely starting out, including myself, are like, how do you make 5 videos in 1 week?
So
I've done it once, and like I think I went crazy.
It's mostly documenting over creating. So the same thing Gary Vee always says, document and don't create, because creating content is really hard. So doing sketches or parodies, like that stuff's hard, because you have to write it down. You have to make sure, like all that stuff. But for a podcast, it's not really, it's just a conversation. So for example, this is already 1 video. If you had a couple other people this week, you could even have your girlfriend or your brother, you post a video you're documenting, you're just talking. It could be about latest topics or events, or you might even want to do videos that's really easy, like are you like into like Game of Thrones or any shows or movies or anything, or music? You're into music?
I like jump back and forth.
So you could do like,
but I'm into movies.
yeah, so like this week, I think Aladdin came out. You could just
I just saw that yesterday, by the way.
I
was
saw
really
it
good.
yesterday too.
Yeah.
It's pretty. So yeah, just you can make a 5 minute video talking about what you disliked about Aladdin, what you liked about
We're just gonna
Aladdin.
switch this whole podcast around right now.
Yeah.
So the Aladdin movie. What did you think about? No, I'm just kidding.
No, it's just it's an example, just
No,
documenting.
I agree with that.
Or a vlog. You're not creating. You're just documenting. Oh, today I have a podcast with Angel, and then after this I have to go maybe hang out with my family at this party, or I don't know what you got going on, but just document that stuff, and then that's already a video. So a couple podcasts. So for me this week, I had the Coachella Monday video. I had a podcast, and what was my third video? I forgot. I forgot what the third one was, but one was the Coachella video.
We'll go on his YouTube channel and find out.
Yeah, go on the channel to find out. So this week on Monday, I have a Coachella video that I haven't made, which I'm going to make today. Then I have a podcast that's already recorded, and that one's only like 14 minutes long. It might end up being like 5-7 minutes because we kind of had a lot of dead time. It was super fast. Like we didn't really talk a lot. So I have that one coming out either Tuesday or Wednesday. And then today I have a vlog. Well, I'm going to go to this event in Coachella. So there's like a local band is playing, and they have like food vendors. It's kind of like a community event. So I'm gonna be vlogging with my friends. That's gonna be another video this week. And I did a vlog on Friday. So on Friday I recorded this thing. We went to LA to this like brewery, and we did some little videos. So that's gonna be another vlog. So that's already like 4 videos this week that I'm gonna be
Dang,
posting.
dude, you're killing it.
You're
killing it, man.
I haven't even edited them yet, but the content's there.
But
So
you have it.
Yeah.
Right now I only have 2 podcasts in the timeline
yeah.
to be able to post. The vlogs are so hard for me. Like it's always hard for me to be able to pull out the camera and to be able to showcase that, because it's like, is this? Yeah, I think it's just the same thing. If you guys rewatch this entire podcast, you'll just hear me saying, is the person watching, or is this, or is that, or does that work, or what if this, what if that?
Well, like you were telling me earlier, just post it. I don't focus on myself. So when I do vlogs, I mean, don't even take my advice. I'm not like freaking one of those major vloggers. But when I do vlogs, I try to showcase where I'm at. So I do show my face and I do talk to the camera. But most of the time is like, I usually do, like if I do something at a concert, I'm recording when there's nothing going on. So like waiting for the artist to come, I do a time lapse. I just have my phone right here talking to my friends or something, and just doing a time lapse of people passing by, or a slow motion, because the phone does all the work. So on the phone you could just do like the slow motion of like people dancing, or if you go out to eat, just be like, oh, we're out here eating whatever, to show a little bit of the food and maybe a little bit of the drive and stuff like that. Like it doesn't have to be too crazy, but just show the people what you're doing. So I like to focus on the event than on myself, kind of.
Yeah, I think that's maybe where the pressure comes from, because whenever I'm at an event, I don't think about like the event. I think about, well, me experiencing the event. So I see it like in the viewer's eyes, is this person exciting? And I think I need to flip that around and saying like what he's doing, or what's going on, or who
like
the person's with.
Be like, oh, there's a food that they're selling here. Oh, look, we just tried this freaking vendor. And you just show what food that vendor had, and then you could talk about like, well, they're doing this dance, or someone's dancing. You record the people dancing, having a good time, and it gets people excited for these events too. So I've been doing community events. So the one I'm going today, it's a community event. That's been helping me grow a little bit too. So like locally, I go to these community events, and me and my friend will record like I said, like what's the event like.
And you record your iPhone, right?
For these events, I have my A7, so it's a Sony with the Rode mic and stuff.
Nice.
But when I go to concerts, they don't let you bring cameras. It can't be a professional camera, so I just do it with my phone. And I mean, the phones
Which
today,
is pretty much the professional camera.
yeah, the phones today are so good, and especially utilizing the time lapse and the slow motion. Just you create so much amazing content just by doing those things.
That's really cool. Yeah, I get stuck on that too with the quality stuff, because I feel like if it's like I told you before, if it's I need another camera, or maybe I need another mic, or maybe something's missing with the quality portion of it. And I think from this podcast, I feel like, I mean, it always comes up, but it's always good to refresh and just say like, I just need to post more.
Yeah,
I just need to post more, and that's that.
Yeah, even that I post a lot, I feel like I should be posting more. It's just I don't have time. Like all the time that I have is editing. Like I come home from work and I stay up editing, and I do get faster at editing now. So the more you produce, you've noticed that too.
Yeah.
I bet like it's just way easier. You know how to set up everything. Like even for this podcast, you know how to set up the mics. I bet like the first episode you were like kind of struggling with the
Yeah.
lighting and
Yeah, well, I actually pulled video away after a few podcasts because I felt it was overwhelming
yeah.
to be able to set everything up because so then I was just doing audio format. And then whenever I found out, or whenever I realized, okay, I can do a podcast each time.
Yeah.
And then I brought back one camera, and then it worked out. And I brought back a second camera, and then it worked out. And I was like, okay, I could probably just set up the light too. So
yeah.
it
If
came-
you're already doing
I
them,
came
just do
back
the
to it.
extra step. For my podcast, I could edit them better, but like you said, I don't have enough time. So when I do my podcast, instead of panning back and forth, I just split the screen and I just show your side and then I show my side. So
I saw that. I
Yeah.
think I'm going to take that from you, to be
it's
honest.
just because it saves time. If I had more time, it'd be better to just switch back and forth. But I'm just gonna put it out there, you know. Like I said, if people are gonna listen to it for that person or forever, they're gonna listen to it either way. And then yeah, just keep posting. Just keep posting, and definitely you need to promote on Instagram or whatever other social medias you have, because that's extra feeding the algorithm. So on Instagram, like you might get 5 people to go listen to it or 10 people. That's better than not having those extra traffic towards the video, towards the podcast. And because most people won't listen because they're too busy, or like, oh, whatever, I'll listen to it later. But at least they know it's there. Like I said, like they see that you posted it, they're not gonna listen to it. The next week they see that you post again, they're not gonna listen to it. Then they finally see someone that really interests them. They go listen to that one, and they might even autoplay the older ones or whatever. That's how you get them.
Yeah, that just happened to me with a guy that I follow, Chris Doe. He posted something about his podcast that he posted in 2018, and so I went to go listen to that one, and I was like, "This is so good." But he hasn't posted from 2018 to now.
Damn.
And so I listened to that one, and then I listened to the one before because I was driving a lot that day.
Yeah.
And then the next one, and then I finished all the podcasts, and they were all like an hour long, and I just consumed everything, and I'm like, "What the heck?" And then from there, I went onto his channel, and I bought. He was gonna do a live little chat with another person.
Yeah.
And I went to that event. I drove an hour and a half to go over there because I was like, this guy, I just need
really-
to consume more.
Yeah.
And then I went there and I told him, I was like, yo, man, I love your podcast. And he was like, I haven't posted in a year.
That's crazy.
And I'm like, but they're all really good. It's evergreen content.
Evergreen content.
To be able to just consume it. I was just so excited to hear it again. And then he was like, I need to create another podcast. But it was crazy because he's getting 100,000 views or whatever, or listens or all that stuff over that much.
Yeah.
And he was still telling me I just need to post, man.
No, everybody goes through that. And even I had some videos blew up this year. There were concert footage, so I kind of planned it too. It was Will Smith showing up at Coachella to perform with Jaden Smith.
Yeah.
So my wife texted me. She said Will Smith posted on his Instagram that he's at Coachella. So I was like, okay, cool. I got my phone. I was like, I know he's gonna show up, and I know this is gonna get a lot of views because those videos blow up. And I was like, fuck, I'll just post it. So I recorded his whole performance. I posted it, and when I got home from Coachella, it was 2 a.m. I posted it, and I woke up the next morning. That had over 100,000 views. I was like, holy smokes! Most people don't subscribe or nothing because it's just concert footage, but it drives that traffic towards the algorithm, and some of them might check out my other videos. Maybe 1% of those people check out my videos, or they go to my profile. And then I had the Kanye Sunday service. That one was tough. That Sunday, I was so tired. So we got home at 2 a.m. on Saturday, and we had to come back the next morning at 9 a.m. for Sunday service. I recorded the vlog, but again, I recorded more the setting, here's the vendors, a little bit of the concert, because I don't want to show just the whole concert, because there's no point. There's going to be people posting the whole concert, so I just want it to be a vlog. So I knew I was going to get views because the Sunday service, it just happened. As soon as the event ended, a lot of people either went to sleep or they went back to the event. I went back home and I edited the video. I was still running on 3 hours of sleep. I made the vlog. I posted it on YouTube. I took an hour nap. went back to the festival, and inside the festival there's not a lot of signal. And then when I got out, that had like 100,000 views again, like
Dang.
just from the search volume.
That's crazy. I can't even imagine. I would probably pass out, man. That's
It,
crazy.
it was so surreal. There was a lot of negative comments in that video for a lot of religious people commenting, "This is not church," hating on Kanye. Then some people were mad that I didn't record the whole concert, even though I put in the descriptions like, "Oh, here's how it was like." A little vlog, I didn't post like here's the concert, it was like a 6-minute video. So people were mad about it, but the people that read the description, they were cool. And negative comments, I don't really take them personally. I just see it as more feeding the algorithm. So when someone dislikes or comments negatively, it's still the algorithm picks it up as someone engaging with the video. So that's fine too. And then I always reply back, not like picking a fight, but like telling them, "Oh, thank you for checking out my video. Subscribe for another video or something." And usually they stay quiet because most people, they just want to pick fights online. So just turn it back.
Feed it back with positivity.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Dang, doing things within like the 24-hour mark, right, or even 12-hour, even 6-hour.
Yeah, the
I
SEO.
never really think about that. I mean, I guess I would even like to ask, do you toggle around with like Google Ads and stuff?
Not with Google Ads. I tried like Instagram ads last year. I haven't done anything this year just because I spent all my money at Coachella. Right now I'm freaking barely getting back into my finances. So I do want to get more into doing like either Instagram or Snapchat because I know that's like drives traffic to some videos. And I did it one time I made a video. It was like DC versus Marvel movie. Like, I don't know what it was. It was like 2 years ago. And that one I paid like $15 to this page with 100,000 followers, like a comic book page on Instagram, and they posted it, and that got my video to like 2,000 views. So like that actually works if you spend it, I guess, on the niche, whatever you're talking about. And that one blew up. It got like to 10K. That's when most of my videos didn't get no views. So I was like, wow, that actually works. But
works.
I can't afford to spend that on every video. So I do want to do something like that, but I haven't really thought about it right now. I never tried like the Google ads though.
Yeah, it's just having your video like so that it's still relevant, huh? That's how I'm saying like that's how you're getting your views, like being the first one.
One of the
first one to be
the
able to
Sunday
post something about
service,
it.
I was one of the first ones to post, and that was the first vlog to post. So that one, boom. And then the Will Smith video, I don't know if I was the first one, but I know it was like what people were looking for because I avoided like getting super excited and jumping because most people when they record footage, they do it vertical or they're like moving the camera around. So I even focused on because I knew I was gonna get views like as soon as it happened, and I just recorded it. And I don't even know that song, so it's like I'm not even a big fan of him, of Jaden Smith. So I just recorded it, and I knew that was gonna get views. So sometimes it's like like during Game of Thrones, there was a lot of videos that were popping into my timeline of people complaining about it and stuff like that. Like that I've never even heard of these channels, but it's the stuff that people are searching for. Oh, I also had a Game of Thrones first reaction video that blew up for episode 3. That one got a lot of negative feedback because we didn't really react, but I got a lot of views. That one has more dislikes than likes, but we were all sitting in a room and we were just shocked like what happened. So the thing is, it had like the camera focus on my 2 friends, and we were like on the other corner because I just set it up really fast. And you didn't really catch any reactions because it was too wide of a shot. And people were just complaining, "This is the worst reaction video ever," and this and this. It was so funny. And I was like, "Hey, subscribe and come back next week for another reaction." It was just, I got a lot of views from that one too. So yeah, just one of the first ones to post things that are going to be trending. So that's like catching those waves.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna look at this entire podcast and write notes on everything that you're saying.
Yeah.
Because it's just so much quality information that you're saying right now. I think anybody that's watching really like just take notes. Like seriously, just do everything that he's saying. Like I know you're not like, over here like
I'm not a big YouTuber, but like I said, I was doing so much research last year, and this year I'm finally implementing the putting in the work, and it always comes down to just being consistent.
Yeah.
Consistency and strategies. So like all these are strategies. If I'm gonna be doing something, if I'm one of the first ones to post it, people are gonna watch it. Like I didn't even got to say about the community event. every time I do these community events, so it's just a vlog. Like, I don't know if they have any events here in Riverside. I'm pretty sure they do.
Yeah.
But like any city, a little local event, if you go do a vlog, involve some of the vendors, maybe talk to like if the artists are performing. And again, like people are gonna watch that because they were there and they want to say, oh, someone recorded the video when I was at this event.
Because it's about the person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Definitely.
and if you tag like all these like vendors or whatever, they're gonna share it for you too. So my friend, he's a photographer. He posts, he goes to these community events too, and he takes photos of all the vendors and he just tags them in the story. So the vendors just repost it for him, and he gets a
Wow.
lot of traction.
That's really cool.
Yeah, just extra eyeballs.
Definitely. All right, guys. Well, this was definitely a pleasure to have
Yeah.
you in here, just in the studio and being able to hear all this stuff, because I just feel like it's just gonna pump me up to be able to make another video,
Yeah.
to be able to go out there and create stuff. It's always great seeing grabbing information from somebody that's better than you, and I'm just so happy that you were able to
No,
come here to
but-
the podcast.
Like you have way better quality. Like my quality's not even that good. Like I'm looking up to your quality and like your whole setup. Like this is so cool. Like this is how I want my setup to be. But like I said, we're all in different spaces, and we're just here to grow together because we're all part of the same journey. So it's not like
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
so-
yeah, I look up to you.
Yeah,
I
thank
see
you.
it as like a challenge. You see somebody else doing something better than you, and you can either drop down into your chest and say, "Oh man, like
Yeah.
I'm not that good," or you can say, "Oh, I'm gonna be that good."
Yeah,
And,
or you
know,
should
that's
be
like
better
the
than
next
me.
step.
You
Yeah.
should- yeah, you just look at me and be like, oh, cool, he's doing good, but I'm gonna be better than him. And
Yeah.
just keep grinding it out. So yeah,
Definitely.
Well, thank you for having me on.
Yeah. Go ahead and just tell everybody where we can find you.
Oh yeah,
Instagram,
so
Facebook.
on YouTube, Angel Chavez on YouTube. I make, like I said, a brand new Coachella video every single Monday, weekly podcasts on my channel, or my podcast is called Welcome to the Wormhole on iTunes and Spotify and on YouTube. So, or and on Instagram, Wormeaful, WORMEAFUL. It's kind of like a whole story to that, but we'll get into that later. So yeah, just find me, and if you want to do a podcast or something, just let me know.
Perfect. All right, guys. Thank you guys so much for listening. That was Shut Up and Fail with Angel Chavez.
So, thank you.